All right, so blue-white control was submitted as control. It might be a little bit closer to a mid-range deck, how some of it's going to play out on occasion. So you'll note that we have, excuse me, we have 4 copies of History of Benalia here, as well as some copies of Sphinx of Foresight. One thing that I do wonder is, we've talked about how Settle the Wreckage isn't amazing in the format right now, but this deck does have a split of the sweepers here. Outside of the History of Benalia, we also have Sphinx of the Foresight as initial opening hand smoothing a little bit, as well as Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, as, you know, an eventual win condition as well. Different smattering of counter spells here. Let's go ahead and dive on into some matches and give some thought on it after playing some games. I think there could be a decent Gates build in Modern. No, Modern is a really brutal, fast format that's all about efficiency, and the Gates lands all coming into play tapped just means it's going to be far too slow and clunky. Devious Cover-Up is technically a win condition because they shuffle each other. Yeah, I guess that's technically correct. Yeah, there's no absorbs in this deck. There's a couple of colorless lands in the mana base, which I would assume is the reason for no absorb. Recently played against the Nexus deck at my LGS. Was it correct to make him waste his time and play it out while I ate a burger? Yeah, definitely. If you're doing something else, more power to him. It's not like Magic Arena where you can just like move on to the next match anyways, right? You gotta wait for the round to finish. Sphinx has been really good in a lot of the other decks that we've played. I've been pretty happy with that card overall. One of the things that I wonder looking at this list is, because this list lacks, you know, flexible answers like Mortify and Kaya's Wrath, it could be very likely that blue-white wants to be more mid-range focused as opposed to control focus, like this deck is leaning towards. Like, we've played some blue-white Sphinx of Foresight style shells on different previous iterations, like blue-white Hero and other things like that on stream before. And they definitely have a little bit more of a mid-range feel rather than a full-on control feel. Come seal away, come seal away, come seal away with me. Do 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 do, do 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 do. We are very dead. I guess this technically lets me play Sphinx of Foresight next turn, but that's real unfortunate. I get to pick a card up off our deck here. I guess we're only 2 turns away from getting to Cleansing Nova. I'm gonna play this out, which demands an answer. Let's see if they have another one here or not. Cast down or a land plus contempt. Or they want like land plus hostage shaker. That would be great for us. We can go land, Cleansing Nova, get our stuff back. Wow, they took our blink of an eye. Alright, I mean, like, that feels a little bit bad, but it's technically like a 1 for 0, and we're gonna get to Cleansing Nova and clean things up. So, get to clear out the trash here. My opponent did mulligan to start, so the fact that they got in a couple of thief hits is less of a big deal, because they were playing catch-up more than getting ahead. They're also missing on land drops off their own deck here. Next turn, I'll be able to play Sphinx plus hold up Negate, which is great. This thing doesn't just scry at the beginning of the game either. It scries at the beginning of each upkeep too, which is great. You cannot play lands off of Thief of Sanity. So Thief of Sanity's rules text explicitly says you may cast the cards underneath it, and you do not cast lands, you play lands. Why does Thief get to hit you when it was sealed away? Albeit briefly. So, the way Seal Away is worded is if you destroy Seal Away in response to its trigger, it doesn't actually ever exile the creature. So, Arena incorrectly played the animation there, but my creature was technically never exiled, is how it worked. Rather than play this history out, I'm actually going to go ahead and just crack Memorial to Genius this turn, I think. If a duration would end before it begins, it never begins. Yeah. It's a good technical definition there. The Thief of Sanity hits from earlier going to ensure that the Searcher Azcanta flips right away because it filled our graveyard up, which is nice. Stop it. Interesting that they have multiple Assassin's Trophies in their build. I wonder if they're playing a configuration that doesn't have Explore creatures, because they have Thief of Sanity here as well. Perfect. That jerk can stay right there. I would not be surprised to see Teferi prompt the concession. We're like pretty close to garbage time, and this is gonna like slam dunk us into it. It's unfortunate that we don't get to scry with these. Yeah, I think they usually play Thought Erasure. I don't know if they play counterspells like Negate in the main, but they usually have Erasure as well. I think I'll take the Nova. I don't think I want Settle the Wreckage. I want my Chemister's Insight. Get back in here. Rest of this seems fine. Disdainful Stroke seems okay. I don't know that I want Adanto or Lyra's pretty bad against Vivian. I think this is more for the other strict control decks. Box of Shoes. Thanks for the 5-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I think I want to keep these in for dealing with what's it called? Thief of Sanity. I wonder if this is a History of Benalia out matchup. It doesn't play defense particularly well. I can see that. Leave Settle in. Put in Negate. Put in an Absorb. Let's try that. I feel like just being like, almost no win condition is probably a fine place to be. Wow. I am very surprised to see that stay there. If they give us something to counter, we probably will. If they don't, we'll just seal this away. I think I want to just preserve my health total here. Yeah, I think that's probably true, Beetle. I think Cover-Up's probably more cute than good. It's technically a win condition, but I think it's probably worse than just playing the better counter spell. Chemister's Insight to draw some cards with next turn. Hopefully get to curve out into this Teferi. They didn't use the elf. They have like 6 land second creases here. If that happens, we'll probably Cleansing Nova. Alright, one of your finest untapped lands, please. Bye, Felicia.
Let's slow this down.
Hey, Cold Shoulder. Thanks for the 10 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. All right, well, feels like we're solidly heading towards garbage time here. Actually, how do we feel about just shuffling their deck here? I think I'd rather give them a random. Like, they could draw Memorial to Folly at some point, and then this feels bad, but it's like kind of getting rid of their thing, right? Like, saves me an answer for later, potentially. You could maybe argue that because I have Scatter, I should just let them draw that, but... And they're already through 1 Crisis. Their average draw is way worse than that, right? Is Vivian that scary? I have Teferi in my hand. So, like, people keep naming their like, 3 better cards. See, chat? There was a shuffle bug anyways. It didn't matter. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I'm shocking here, even though it puts me at a dead and 2 to this, because I want to opt plus Chemister's Insight this turn, I think. Maybe I'm just supposed to seal away plus opt if they ship into Teferi. I don't know, I think that's fine. I think I just want to see a bunch of cards here. Find my way to a counterspell, unlock things up. That was to the tune of Que Sera Sera. That was one of my mother's favorite songs growing up. Midway Monster, thanks for the Prime support. Hope you're having a good one. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. That is a good draw.
Skip to the good part.
This means that they need a removal spell plus a counter spell to kill me here. Their best plays are like planeswalkers at this point. That being thrown into the mix also kills us. Discard spell plus removal spell. Discard spell plus counter spell. Yeah, I might have been a little fast and loose here. I felt like it was my game to lose and I lost it. The shock for the opt was probably wrong. Hey, G Mansala, thanks for the 14 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I could have maybe stood to Teferi Tuck the Jadelight Ranger there as well. That's true. There's probably a chance that we were dead regardless. That's not a good way. Yeah, I don't know that it was wrong actually. I don't. I could have been super conservative and like not shocked there, and then like also like just opted plus sealed away the Jadelight Ranger. That might have been okay. I could see that being correct. It's like being super conservative, all things considered. Alright, well, hitting all of our land drops here seems quite excellent. Definitely something we're interested in doing. I think I just get rid of this because I don't want them to generate value. I'll just spend my mana this turn too, ideally. Fantastical. I don't know, there's also the argument that, like, playing around their best possible combination of cards is, like, not worthwhile. Like, my line was a little aggressive, but, like, the thing we ended up losing to is, like, Crisis into discard spell into removal spell, which I'm not sure we're beating that ever anyways. Alright, 3 reasons to not care about that. There is a seal away to protect my Planeswalker, potentially, which is nice.
Keep up the pace.
And that actually protects him even better now. This insulates him from Orazca's Contempt. Be interesting to see what they do for their turn here. Negate was a very good draw. I think if they ship the Jadelight into Teferi, I'm actually just going to let him go to 1. And just plan to, like, untap Seal Away. Or untap Cleansing Nova if they play another creature out. I think I just let this happen.
Enough.
I don't really care about tucking with this hand. So I'm like hoping they play out more creatures here so I can like Nova clean up. Yeah, this seems fine for me. Stroke is also a good draw. So now we've got Teferi on an empty board. He's low, and we've got a couple of counter spells in hand. Just gotta keep them off balance. This is one of those games where like it's like, okay, we're ahead. Now we just have to like figure out how to not mess it up. I feel like we were in a pretty similar spot last game, but with a lower life total, and that ended up allowing me to mess it up. You got a big dumb dino. How about if I play another 3-mana Wrath of God? Alright, second, another land here to have double counterspell up this turn should dunk things for us, I think. We've got Settle and Seal away to deal with creatures. We've got everything else covered this way. In a situation like this, what determines whether or not you stroke versus negate a card that he would counter? So before I drew this other negate, I would probably aggressively use the stroke, because my opponent showed me that they have Assassin's Trophy, and negate insulates my Teferi from Assassin's Trophy and Contempt. Alright, you have another one? Okay, so that fight is real good for us. They don't have another trophy. I think another trophy is the only thing we're super worried about right now.
No time for a break.
Deal. I love the artwork on this negate. This is a card that's been printed a lot in Paper Magic, and this artwork's just beautiful, the swirls and stuff on it. You know, and like, when you're playing a control deck in positions like this, it's basically just a series of checking off boxes, right? Like, I'm thinking about, like, what are the outs my opponent can have to get back into this game, and what are my sequences of plays or draws that I have to protect me from those outs being things I care about. So again here, I'm going to stroke this as opposed to negating it. Someone's asking about how you determine this, because negate can fight over a trophy, whereas this Disdainful Stroke can't. Stop it. This will attack. I'll seal it away. Negate War Part 2, the Electric Boogaloo.
Let's skip to the good part.
That is actually a good draw, because it means should something happen to our hero of Dominaria, we have a replacement. Opponent's best draws at this point are like Find Finality and Hydroid Crisis. Find Finality is actually really gross because it picks up Crisis and Carnage Tyrant. That is pretty gross as well. Kind of running out of answers here.
Wild animals I like. People, not so.
Ken Shockley cashed in the Twitch Prime. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a great Monday. Thanks for keeping me employed here.
I've seen things that would break someone like you.
Now, Vivian and Teferi are both +1ing every turn, but Vivian arguably has much higher card quality than Teferi provides, right? She provides your choice of different things. I think it's right to tuck her in here. So they'll play Thief, and the next turn they'll attack with Thief, and if we settle, they shuffle away the Vivian, or they don't get a land. I think that seems okay for me. I have 2 pair in my hand, but my hand's actually not very good at the moment. I do get a bunch of draws towards a counterspell for this Vivian, though. Wow, that's good for us. Wow, alright. Alright.
We need to move quickly.
Ooh, that's also good. Was it not right to play another Teferi there? I don't think so. I don't think I'm that desperate. Now we need a win condition. I have a win condition right here. Right here. I don't know that we're convincingly into garbage time yet, but we are heading in that direction. Wow! Playing around the Settle the Wreckage. Sure. Deal. Hardly my worst defeat. I don't remember if we've shown them Settle or not yet in this match. Wow, they shuffled the Vivian. Shuffling the Vivian seems loose. Oh! Oh! why is it so good, chat? Why is it so good? All right, so I'm gonna activate this. Grab this absorb. I'm gonna untap Azcanta and a blue source. This does let Thief hit me this turn, I guess. I think that's fine. Now, I don't really want to settle them. I want to either counter whatever they cast, or I want to draw another card with my Azcanta. I think, like, they can take 3 looks off my deck, because I'm going to get 4 looks off my deck. They need, like, Teferi plus a counter spell, or, like, Planeswalker plus a counter spell, Payoff plus a counter. Sure. Am I through all my Novas? 1, 2, 3. I'm actually through all of my Novas. It's a little awkward. Tuck one of those back in, because it makes it a little bit less obvious that I have Settle the Wreckage dose. Number 2, the Electric Boogaloo. Settle the Wreckage Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. Oh, I get to cover up and put the Novas back in my deck. This card's silly. Garbage time. Garbage time. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh, I tapped too many. If I would have tapped differently, I could have kicked this and still countered that. Cleansing Nova. Seal away. Negate. Disdainful Stroke. No risk of decking here.
Hurry!
Hurry! Shut up, Teferi. You've got one mode, Teferi, and it does not involve hurrying. The old 35-minute match one here. With the second Devious Cover-Up in our deck, this could definitely just be a game where we just like deck them. Yeah, we're firmly in garbage time at this point.
I'm not done.
Our opponent can no longer win the game. Thankfully, like, our Sphinx of Foresight's gonna do like a Celestial Colonnade impersonation. I would. I would love another Sphinx. Sphinx means the game's gonna get closed out real quick here, which is nice. These are my 4/4s. There are many like them, but these ones are mine. And I'm being slightly inoptimal at this point. Like, I could be generating more value than we're currently generating. I just, like, want to get through the game. Oh, no, not duress. How can I ever win the game now? If I was playing paper at this point, I would just put my hand face up on the table and just be like, you can concede at any point. I would stop activating Azcanta. Part of me feels like I should stop attacking on principle and just, like, make them deck. Just, like, prove a point. Decking them will take too long, unfortunately. I wanna make sure we get some more matches in. To get to play against some more different things. How much to make them deck Democracy? $50. It's gonna be tedious content, so it's expensive. Now that one can stay there.
We need to move quickly.
Make sure to tank forever on your lethal decision. Do I attack with 2 of them? Do I attack with all 3? I don't know. It's just like there's like, if I kill them, I have to stop drawing cards, but if I win, I get to go to the next game and maybe make some more gold in this event. It's very tough. All right, I'll give him one more draw step. We'll give him one more draw step. Let him. I didn't get to emblem my thing yet. Thanks for the 1.25 years of great content. Thanks for the 15 months, Anti-Trumpet. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. 1 little, 2 little, 3 little counterspells, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little counterspells, 7 little, 7 little, 7 little counterspells. Gonna make the Sultai players sad. Oh no! Oh no, they're roping us! Oh no, they're punishing us for not killing them! It's a power move. They're like, you'll choose not to kill me. I'll choose not to let you kill me. This seems like the appropriate frame for what's currently going on. I feel like I need a new frame of reference here. Hold that thought. Can you put the frame around your opponent's avatar? We totally could. I could just leave that right there and we could toggle it on. That's fantastic. Oh. This game is great. Y'all are good people. Devil's Advocate, thanks for the prep support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Oh, that's excellent. That's excellent. Undefeated. So, like, that match there, we talked about this on stream before, but I'm sure there's new people in that haven't heard it before. The psychology of playing control decks is something that's really interesting to me, because control decks always feel better than they actually are performing. Because, like, take a match like that, right? Like, we only played one match there, but we spent 35 minutes winning, basically. So even though we only won one match so far, this deck feels great because it spent 35 minutes winning. And if we get run over by an aggro deck, we'll have only spent like 10 minutes losing. So even though we'll be 1-1, proportionally we feel awesome. How do you feel about precog perception? I feel like it has to be worse than... other Planeswalker card advantage a lot of the time. Main deck duress, yep. Yeah, the Seth Manfield blue-black list that he played at the last Mythic... Woo, excuse me, sorry, at the last Mythic Championship had main deck duress contained within it. I think I'm just obligated to let that resolve. Field of Ruin looking pretty good for them in against our Search for Azcanta deck. We'd love for them to cast a spell here. I think I just let this happen. I don't really care about this spell. I get to untap and play Teferi. Hold that thought. The Esper Bust deck list was the same deck list that we had played last week, so it's probably further down in my stream decker, as opposed to being in today's list. If you look up the YouTube video on my website, you should be able to find us having played it previously. I'm gonna hold on to the Seal Away because I would like to be able to take a Doom Whisperer or something else that's scary. Keep up the pace. So, the Azcanta's free to play, right? Just like Arena, completely free to play. Old Teferi, Teferi's big on FTP, free to play. Big fan, Teferi, that free to play. Well, so, like, getting Azcanta resolved is, like, less good in the face of Field of Ruin. Dig. So, next turn, I think I'm gonna seal away the Doom Whisper as opposed to jamming Settle the Wreckage. And the reason for that is I want to be able to protect my removal spell this turn with a counter spell. Because I would really rather not lose my Teferi. So I assume both of these are going to attack Teferi next turn. And I want to have the best chance to save him. Not guaranteed, I should say, but the best chance to save him. Opponent doing a lot of our work for us here, making our next History of Benalia a much better draw. Well, shoot. That pause feels like they could have a counterspell here as well. Am I interested in this Glacial Fortress? I don't think I am. I think I want to just fill my graveyard up here for the search for Azcanta. Man, that's incredibly rude. Well, playing around Syncopate isn't meaningful here, Merja, because Syncopate's gonna tag my seal away anyways. I don't think there's a reason to play around Syncopate when it's gonna tag my next spell. Syncopate also isn't a particularly commonly played card. The second discard spell makes me a little bit sad that I didn't keep that land on top. Oh, I guess if I bin whatever I see here, search flips over. Which that's not unreasonable. They do get to Field of Rune me, but then, like, they're not Field of Runing my Memorial to Genius. I can, like, draw another Azcanta in the future, which is nice. They know about all three of my cards here. Did not die in the short term. Deal. Nah, I think I just want to activate the search. Because, like, here, they're going to Field of Rune me, and I'll activate search, then I'll still get to, what's it called? Chemister's Insight this turn, so this seems reasonable for me. It's like drawing me a card still, which seems fine. I think I'm in for counter target problem. I already have a Chemister's Insight in my hand. We both have plenty of basic lands here, which is great. I feel like this matchup has to favor us game one, just because they have a bunch of creature removal that's less good against us than our removal is against them. 4 months feels like yesterday. I signed away my wild cards in free time. Not so wicked, Twitch. Thanks for the 4 months. I appreciate the third of a year. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Let's increase the density of good cards in our deck, huh? Put these 4 good ones back in. Thanks. They have a counter spell. This is bad. But, like, even if they force Teferi down, that's like, he fogged a little bit, and then, like, any seals away that I draw could be useful. Well, they can't counter, so, let me rephrase. This is bad if they have a counter spell, because then they'll be able to counter spell my Settle the Wreckage. So, to elaborate, obviously, there isn't a force of will in this format. When I say it's bad if they have a counter, I mean I can't protect Teferi with Settle the Wreckage. Is what I'm referring to. So it could possibly be right to wait to cast this, but the flip side of that is, like, their deck has Duress and Thought Erasure in it, so Teferi's not strictly safe just sitting in my hand. And they know about this Settle, so if they don't have a way to protect, they might be conservative, which would be sweet. If we get to untap all of our lands here, this game is real over. If we get to untap with Teferi, the game's basically ending. And, like, here's something about, like, different levels, right? So, like, if they attack with both of these here, obviously they're not gonna do so, like, if they attacked with both, I was just gonna let this happen, but the fact that they've only attacked with the Doom Whisperer here makes me feel like they don't have the counter spell, right? That's what this feels like. This feels like they don't have the counter. What if they have Eldest Reborn? Eldest Reborn would be super brutal. I think I'm just supposed to do this. Yeah, it could be a bluff. It could be Eldest Reborn too, Because if they have Eldest Reborn, it makes sense to force the Settle because they know about the Negate. And like, this way it looks like I'm saving my Teferi, but now they follow up with Eldest Reborn. So this could be a bluff, or it could be Eldest Reborn. I would not be too surprised to see Eldest happen here, and that actually puts us in a really bad spot. It could be another Doom Boy, that's fair. That is a fair assessment too. I think there is some merit to just letting that happen. Okay, just another Doom Whisperer, that's good for me. Essence Scatter. Alright, so if I down tick Teferi on the Doom Boy, he still dies, so I should just send him up.
Hurry!
And then I think I'm going to go ahead and Insight here, since I'm going to get to untap 2 lands with Teferi anyways. History of Benalia. So if I play this, I think I'm just going to pass here. Because a pass means I can Chemister's Insight and still seal away, or Chemister's Insight and still negate or scatter. Because, like, they're taking my Teferi off the table here, but I feel like I'm still kind of ahead at the moment. Like, seal away or what's it called? The, Seal away or Cleansing Nova pull me back in. I don't care about history. I don't really want to turn on their spot removal. Deal.
You just let me know if you're up for round 2.
This is the downside. Like, if they force another threat through here, I'm gonna be in trouble. I think I just, like, keep jamming these hey, look, a distractions. It's just like, hey, look, a distraction. Hey, look, a distraction. Hey, look, a distraction. Like, eventually, the card advantage is gonna pile through, right?
My excellent timing. Let's skip to the good part.
And with the Devious Cover-Ups, it's not like I'm running out of Teferis. Yeah, pocket Teferi. Yeah, just like don't pay all. Please be distracted by the Teferi in the corner. And like here, if they don't give me something to counterspell this turn, I get to crack the Memorial, which again, I basically just need a Seal Away or a Seal Away or a Cleansing Nova to like be on top of this game. I am dead in 2 right now, so I'm not completely in the clear here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and cover up and put 2 Teferis back in my deck. I'm gonna put Seal Away, Devious Cover-Up, Teferi back in. Hute, thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. And it could be that like I'm far enough behind that I'm supposed to just let that happen and draw 2, because I do need cards that impact the board ASAP. Come seal away. Come seal away. Come seal away with me. I'm gonna say in my mind of minds that was the seal away we shuffled back in. We wouldn't have hit that without the Devious Cover-Up chat, obviously. One little, 2 little, 3 little counterspells, 4 little, 4 little, 4 little counterspells. Do 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 do. I think I'm gonna hold on to the extra 2 mana one for now. Oh, you know what? It looks like we did just break 2,000 viewers, and that's when the streamer luck kicks in. They start stacking the top of the deck for you. The flat shuffler starts working in my favor when we cross the 2,000 mark. Is this the same hostage shaker that the opponent ran out on turn 4? It is. This hostage taker is going the distance. It's going full speed. It's all alone in this time of need. Oh yeah, that's some good stuff right there. Actually, I'm just gonna play Search for Azcanta this turn, because if I play Sphinx, I can't hold up double counterspell. Is a sale on bits good on Android? Only if you load Twitch in your browser. If you buy anything you buy through an app, Google has to take a cut from. Wow, that's incredibly rude. Stop it. This is my 4/4. My 4/4 is amazing. And I can negate or scatter plus still activate Azcanta this turn, which is great. Remember that time they did 18 damage to themselves this game? Who remembers the time our opponent did 18 damage to themselves this game? Pepperidge Farm remembers. That was excellent. Unemployed Sofa. Thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. I love the cheeky Spell Pierce in the sideboard. Super, super in for the cheeky Spell Pierce. I think this is another matchup where history's actually not very good. Maybe I am supposed to board in the extra threats in this matchup, but I kind of feel like just destroying their will to live, huh? Do we want win conditions, chat? I feel like past this Primal Tide, I just want sadness to be the win condition. It feels like Azurius is truly at home when sadness is the win condition. And this is where you would go to time and paper. to the salt mines. Two Nova's probably fine. Alright, let's do it. Alright, I was a little bit worried. We had like a rough start to the day with the decks that we were playing, but thanks to blue-white control, we now have a strong contender for the deck of the day. Hey, Clum, thanks for the very generous tier 3 sub. I really appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Tier 3 subs get to submit a deck to be played to my queue every month, so be sure to drop a submission through the form on my website. Or if there's something already in there you'd like to see, be sure to let me know. I think I'm gonna go ahead. What have you turned into? I'm a monster. This definitely feels like a Justin deck. Justin actually poked in earlier today during Modern. Is this a mulligan? So part of me feels like this is a mulligan, but this hand's also like good against discard spells, so I think I'm gonna keep. Like, the odds that we don't get Duress or Thought Erasure on 1 or 2 is like really low here. So, like, this hand's good against discard. It's just, like, only bad if they have, like, Fast Thief of Sanity. And look at that. We cleverly left the seal away on top of our deck so they couldn't duress it. And now we have an answer to the Thief of Sanity. See? Charles Kyle, thanks for doling out that sub-gifty. I appreciate it. Is it scummy/illegal to board out all of your win conditions in a grindy matchup if you took game 1 in 40 minutes? You just can't play slowly intentionally. You just can't intentionally slow play. Is it crazy to ditch Teferi here? I feel like it's not. I feel like I just need a seal away. Negate. Yep. Azure really just isn't good. Azure's just like crying in a corner, wishing he was Niv Mizzet. The fact that he's counterable is a really big deal. I think we've died. I think it's probable that not having 4 seal aways in the 75 is wrong. Thief of Sanity is pretty much a must answer monster. Hey, Seth. Let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Thanks for the support. Thanks for keeping me around. Azure and Esper bust to silence the opponent forever. Alright, I think we're dead. think we've died. I guess I could technically activate this and find a seal away. Alright. Game 3 on the plate. And see that, like we were talking about the psychology of playing these decks earlier. The game we won lasted 40 turns and was awesome. And the game we lost, we conceded on turn 5. So like, even though we're going into game 3 here, we spent way more time winning playing this match than we have losing. So emotionally speaking, I feel good, even though we're only batting 500 in this match. Look at that, Sphinx of draw fixing. Now, when we leave the good card on top of our deck, it's not actually just a joke. It's just good clean gameplay. Is this still match 1? No, this is the second match. We beat Sultai. I'm gonna bottom those. Keep this. Opponent taking away some of our options here. The fact that they took Opt and not Teferi probably means we're getting Thought Erasured or Duressed again. Punchworthy gets it. You were supposed to miss your land drop, opponent. You were supposed to miss your land drop and die. Oh, we're under duress, chat. Our thoughts are under duress. Oh, no. Stop it. Nobody loves you. Nobody needs... Take your Fox News and get it out of here. Ain't nobody got time for disinformation campaigns. Yikes. Teferi. Alright. I mean, this means that once this thief hits me, this flips right away, because the thief is going to put 2 cards in my bin. They get a lot of looks at Negate here to protect this Thief of Sanity, though. I get 6 looks at a seal away. 1 look here. They get both cards on top of their deck. A draw step, an activation. I think it's correct to just jam this. Just because, like, if I wait, they can play discard spells or 3-mana counters. I think it's important that I just take this off the table ASAP. If we can fade a big scary this turn, we're in a great spot. Yeah, wow. Okay, I think we're actually ahead now. I think the fact that this resolved and they had no follow-up means that this Azcanta plus the Negate puts us ahead. Yeah, the fact that they kept both cards and then that happens seems real weird. Wow, brutal. Oh, what a tilt. What a tilt. Why you have to be so mean, Shuffler? Stupid Shuffler's out to get us. Maybe they take 18 again. One can only hope. That's what you get for taunting Papa Azur. I think I burn the Sabotage here because it gives me a Surveil. Feels bad not being able to activate my Azcanta this turn. Alright. Alrighty. Cast a spell. Cast a spell.
I know my responsibility.
Bye, Felicia.
I'm not ready for this quite yet.
They surveilled a card to the top. This is either another demon or a way to take Teferi off the table. Yep. I am holding on to that because this Eldest Reborn makes me discard a card next turn. And then what? We need a Teferi off. We need a Teferi off the top here. I think I actually absorb this rather than Sabotage. Because I think it's important now. They're going to give us something to do next turn. They'll give us something to absorb next turn, probably. Merit to countering first in case of spell pierce. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I give up information with that sequence is the issue. It'd be interesting to see if they take my Teferi or put their big demon into play. If they take my Teferi, yeah, I think taking the demon here is right for them. This gives me another turn guaranteed, which is nice. Gives me one less look towards the Teferi, but that's fine. Do-do-do, 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 do-do-do-do. Just blue-white control things, chat. Just blue-white control things. We are in fact treading the crap out of this water. Reverse, 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 reverse. I wonder if this is a land. When the thief hit us, when their Thief of Sanity hit us, it binned 2 lands. So I wonder if this was a land that they took with that. Slide to the left. Slide to the right. Reverse, reverse. Reverse, reverse.
You know what?
You know what my favorite part of the game is? The part where we get to activate Azcanta twice in a turn. That's my favorite part. I have 4, 5, shock in 6, 7, 8. So I can take this Chemister's Insight, and then if I shock this in, I can cast Chemister's Insight and activate Azcanta next turn. You just gotta be lucky. You can't play in around the they're gonna tear your hand apart. You just gotta like draw better. Oh yeah, speaking of drawing better. Are we done here, opponent? Alright, excellent. Good. Glad we thank you for coming to my Teferi talk. Thanks all y'all out there for coming to my Teferi talk. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody everywhere in the world. Thanks for hanging out here today. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. I wouldn't be here day in and out without the support of all of my subs, so big shout out to all of them. Past my subscribers, I'd like to give a shout out to some of my wonderful sponsors here really quick. Lucid Sound are the maker of my wonderful headset. And if you head on over to lucidsound.com, you can save 20% on your orders with them, along with getting free shipping by using code TEMPO. Neo provides wonderful candy-flavored protein bars using code Hoagland at bit.ly/HoaglandBar. You can save 10% on all of your orders there with them. And of course, I'd like to welcome everyone out there to Hoaglandia, especially Time Lord. Thank you for the brand new Prime support. I know there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. I appreciate you paying my bills with that this month. And I know there's a lot of great people y'all could be watching. Thanks for dropping here to spend part of your day with us. If you're someone who's new to my channel, make sure you hit that follow button if you enjoy the games that we're playing and the way I diagnose my lines. I'm here basically every day, Monday through Friday during the week. We play a ton of standard best of 3 with sideboards here in Arena. We also play some modern and some legacy, some of Magic's older formats on Magic Online every morning. This deck's generated what I would consider some good games of Magic so far. We've had some really scrappy wins, like real close. Treading Water was a good summary. Like that last game had a lot of treading water. Yeah, it had some really solid games so far. Hopefully we run into like mono blue, mono red, or white aggro so I can see how this fares in a non-control matchup. Which headset do I own from Lucid? I believe it's their LS25. I think it's $79 before the discount. I think my favorite feature about the Lucid headset is that the volume control is on the left side of the speaker here, and you twist it back and forth to have it happen. Because I like having a separate audio control on the headset, but the inline audio controls are often really clunky. They like get in the way, or you kick them or knock them. So I like that it's on the actual side of the headset. I see you change between using Baffling End and Seal Away. When's the right time to consider which one to use? That's actually a great question. So those cards, the cards are very similar on the surface. Seal Away, generally speaking, is the removal spell that you want in more controlling decks, whereas Baffling End is the removal spell you want on... Baffling End is generally the removal spell that you want on a more aggressive decks. And the reason for that is Seal Away is a card that only takes tapped creatures out of play, whereas Baffling End can take untapped creatures within a certain mana cost out of play. So Baffling End can allow you to remove blockers, whereas this basically reads remove target attacker. In a competitive setting, is there a specific amount of time a player can take between decisions and attempt to get a game to turns? It's completely subjective, Chewy. They know about this Seal Away, so I feel like this is about to end poorly for me. They have like a Syncopate here. Main deck Negate. That's really brutal. You know, I wonder... Well, that's great. That is a great draw. I wonder if because they knew about the Seal Away and they attacked it anyways, if I was supposed to blink of an eye there. Obviously, I'm incredibly lucky and drew another Seal Away. I'm not playing in Wizards Tournament this weekend, Matty Jax. This stream isn't sponsored by Wizards of the Coast. This stream is sponsored by viewers like you. Wizards doesn't pay my bills. Zero, thanks for the 4 months. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Yep.
Never seen no fire, no steel.
That's an okay drop. We're hoping to dodge Ritual Assoot and Cry of the Canarium next turn. If we dodge those 2 cards, we can dodge a ball.
No fire, no steel.
The fact that they're in the tank here makes me feel like they don't have it. How greedy is it to send only 2 of these at Angrath? I think I'm only going to send 2 of these at Angrath since I drew the counterspell. I think if I hadn't drawn the counterspell, I might have been conservative and sent all 3. But with the counter, I think it's pretty unlikely for them to kill both of these. They have my own Settle the Wreckage. I'm about to get settled here off this stupid cast down. Sure, they're casting down the one attacking them. Deal. Which, this makes sense because this way they're at 18 still, which means that this is only going to deal 12 next turn. I guess they weren't going to die next turn regardless. All right, what do we got? Chemister's Insight, Ditching a Duress. I think this is fine. I think if they don't play something that I want to Syncopate, I'd kind of like to activate my Azcanta, get some card advantage going here. And I think I just let this resolve. Like, I could Syncopate it, but then, like, they know it's my only card, so I might as well just get an Azcanta activation in here. The Spell Pierce is in my sideboard, so no reason to activate this beforehand. Teferi is exactly what we wanted for Christmas. I'm just gonna go ahead and tuck this in. Hey, what's going on, Roscoe? I am having a fantastic Monday. Hope you're doing the same. Thanks for the half year. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. So they need a Contempt here, which they could have. I haven't played a good Contempt target for them yet, so wouldn't be too surprised if that's a card that they have. The history token's keeping Teferi insulated from a future Eldest is nice.
Excellent. No time for a break.
Interesting. Okay. That was a good one under their Thief from earlier. These History of Benalia tokens kind of putting on a clinic and pressuring these Planeswalkers. It's sweet.
Hurry.
We'll start by activating this and see what we get. Another History, huh? I think I actually want that. This pressures their Teferi, and it makes their Eldest Reborn worse here. Because, like, if I don't take this, they could go kill, or, like, kill, tuck, and then their Eldest Reborn kills my Teferi. So I think this is fine. And, like, obviously, their Eldest, like, does still have text here. So, like, it's going to kill my token, which means that my tokens don't kill their Teferi. This game is gearing up to be another total slog. If they have a Cry plus a land, they can take my Teferi off the table, and that probably puts the game away. They took my Teferi with a Thief of Sanity hit early on. Their Thief hit me on turn 4. And I was able to peel a seal away to deal with it, but not before some damage was done here. They have anything meaningful to Eldest back? Just Angrath? Guess there's another Teferi over here, technically. Yeah, if you're not into punching it out like this, these decks are definitely not for you. So I can't even Cleansing Nova to clear the Eldest Reborn because then I would give them their Thief of Sanity back from the seal away. So I played the untapped land here, so that way I can Essence Scatter something while still activating Azcanta next turn, which might be narrow. It does mean I have to discard the Memorial to Genius here, but with Azcanta going, I probably don't care about this Memorial anyways.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
I wonder if I'm supposed to cash in my Teferi in order to tuck their Teferi. I think I just let this resolve and plan to activate Azcanta. It, like, gives them a Surveil versus giving me a Surveil, but I think I'm okay with that. Yeah, if I tuck their Teferi, it goes into my deck, and then I pick it up with Azcanta. I'm gonna dig for a Negate here. They have one up. That's unfortunate. Oh. Yeah, you can use the Teferi triggered untap Memorial. That's a legal play. It's more about... Oh, this still kills their thing, right? Because my history's popping off here. They definitely should have done this on their turn. So I'm going to go ahead and punch this Teferi with my Knight rather than tuck it, because I don't want them to just, like, get another Teferi back immediately with this next Eldest Reborn.
This is hardly my worst defeat. We need to move quickly.
So if I activate this and then play a land and Teferi trigger, I'm going to get to untap it again, which is good. I love another one of these. I think I just want an extra blue source rather than an Arc. Again, like, the extra utility land is fine, but it's really not that useful when I have Azcanta going using my mana every turn. I mean, them tucking my Teferi isn't a big deal, Chalky, because I have Azcanta going. It must be a bug with whatever platform you're watching Twitch on, Automatic.
A chase stokes the ford.
I would encourage you to file a bug report with Twitch.
No fire, no steel.
Yep. What if I Nova... What if I Nova enchantments and then tuck their Thief? The problem is I'm just not racing this Angrath well. I think that's the play. Oh, that's a good draw. That's a really good draw. That draw gives me enough pressure to kill the Angrath. So now if they draw a brick, their Angrath dies next turn.
Nothing but slag when I'm done with you.
Beat me to it, man. Man, we haven't seen a Devious Cover-Up yet this game. I'm kind of like, yeah, there we go. I'm kind of really wishing we had Devious Cover-Up.
Let's skip to the good part.
All right, sweet. All right, I feel like I'm confident in saying we are solidly into garbage time at this point. I feel like we're solidly into garbage time. Esper Hero, we'll do Mueller. Thanks for the bits. Oh, they are dead on board with us having 2 counters. I was so distracted by the control sub-game, I forgot they had a health total. What? Just control mirror things. I forgot they had a health total. Whoa. Opponent conceded. Modal, thanks for the Prime support. Apparently, sometimes when you're playing control, you play best of 1, even in best of 3. All right, I'm going to run to the restroom really quick, and when I get back, we're going to play at least one more match with this deck. Thanks for hanging out, folks. This deck's been kind of sweet. I feel like someone had commented they weren't sure about how they feel about control decks that can't deal with planeswalkers, and that game was kind of a good example of like why History of Benalia is a sweet card in this deck, right? Because we can deal with planeswalkers just by attacking and blocking, right? Like pressuring planeswalkers, tucking them with Teferi, and then countering them on the way back down. I think saying that this deck doesn't have a way to deal with planeswalkers is just not true. And that last game was a great example of that. Alright, I theoretically have 3 more decks I want to do today after this one. Yeah, that's probably fine. Got a good audience here we can run long. Love your content, and new standard is A+. I agree, Captain Command. Standard format's very reasonable. Outside of Wilderness Reclamation, I enjoy the standard format a lot. This Land War Elf is going to prove to be quite annoying with them on the play. It means I can't Syncopate a 3-drop here, which feels bad. Hopefully they play the Jade Light Ranger before playing their land for the turn and we get to Syncopate it. Would be ideal for us. I think if they... Oh, that's interesting. It's big fat nothing, huh? Oh! Ha! Got him! Got him! Silly opponent, you've activated my trap card. Which planeswalker am I most excited to see in War of the Spark? I don't know. I'm not a big Vorthos dude. I'm gonna bottom that actually. There's a lot of lands in this deck, which is famous last words, but I feel like I can do better. I mean, Settle's not even that good here, right? It takes their pressure off the table, but at the same time, it just like turns these into lands. Hopefully they play something worth countering and then I get to untap and Nova them. Nova would be much better than Settle here. Yeah, I think I want to just Nova this board. They need land plus Vivian to punish this. If they don't go land Vivian, I feel like we're going to be in a pretty okay spot. Yeah, Krasis and Siren Stormtamer are the two big reasons that Settle the Wreckage has kind of fallen out of favor in the format in general. There's just more cards that are able to leverage those extra lands or stop it from happening. Fine Finality, sure. So the problem with waiting to Nova is more about resource efficiency than anything. And like I talked about when I Nova'd there, my one big fear was something like Vivian coming down. And the longer I wait to Nova, the more likely their follow-up is to be scary. It's basically the line of thought. This might be a little aggressive here, but I kind of just want to preserve my health total. Really just want to keep taking hits. Howdy, Vixed. You gonna see a crisis happen here. I think I'm just going to let this happen. I'll play this land out here, and then next turn I can settle their board when it attacks, and then still have Cover-Up up to counter a spell afterwards. Settling Krasis is great, because then they can't pick it back up, which is nice. Goodbye, friends. One more land means Arc gets online, which is nice for us. I hit my head on the numpad when I tried to pick something up. Hostage taker. I think that's fine. Yay! We did it! We did it!
Hurry!
Hurry! Win Sphinx, thanks for the 4-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Alright, because we didn't draw a land there, they could have a double spell turn that's really good this turn. But if they don't have a good double spell turn, and they didn't, seems like we got a real good shot here.
No time for a break.
No time for a break. Yay! Opponent understands what's going on. Yay! See, opponent, you get it. I appreciate you, opponent. I'm gonna cut History of Benalia because the best win condition is sadness. Trim this opt. Click submit, click submit. What's going on, Dude Light? We've actually been playing this one for about an hour and a half now. It's been really sweet games. We've been playing against mostly Grixis and Sultai. This deck definitely grinds with these mid-range decks for sure. J Mardu, thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here this month. Hope you're having a great Monday. Mardu. Do. Looks like we're going to be grinding for the rest of the day, actually. We've got Sultai Control, followed by Abzan here, and then we're going to wrap things up with the variation of Sultai Midrange. good solid streak for the rest of the day. As a Jeskai control player, can I have you sign my mat? Sadness is the best win condition. Definitely. I guess I should have been saying this all day. As a heads up, because the Mythic Invitational is going on Thursday and Friday this week, I am not going to be streaming Arena on Thursday or Friday. I'm planning to do 2 or maybe even 3 Magic Online leagues, so I'm going to clear out some of the backlog in my queue of the modern decks that have a lot of points built up. But I will not be doing Arena overlapping the Invitational on Thursday and Friday. So if you want some Arena content, you should tune into the main Magic channel for that. Not gonna take the entire day off because there's decks in my queue that I'd like to work through, but I'm going to be doing a little bit less than normal. Jaeger, thanks for the Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Just twitch.tv/magic, it'll. Did Watchy ask for you to not stream during that time? Or are you being exceptionally considerate? I mean, like, I just understand how Twitch works, so Wizards didn't ask me to do or not do anything. I know while there would be some of my regulars that would be here, even while the Invitational is going on, my numbers will be much worse during a major event like that, based on my experience in the past. So, rather than put in hours while my numbers will be bad, I'd rather just, like, do something else. Take a bit of a break. So I'm gonna take this hit here. They're attacking with everything. I'm a liar. I was gonna say, I'm gonna take this hit and then do this at end of turn, but because they're tapping off here, unless they drew Thief of Sanity for the turn, I'm pretty happy there. Alright, so we get, what, 4 looks at a Cleansing Nova here? 2 misses. Have you considered watching it on stream and providing my own commentary? Yeah, I think the numbers doing that will still just be lower based on my previous experience doing things similar. So, again, I'd rather just, like, take some time off rather than stream while my numbers are bad. I like to use the time I spend making content intelligently, which means maximizing my numbers whenever possible. Nokatuki, thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. If they have a counter spell at this point, we're probably dead because we didn't have the Cleansing Nova on time. I mean, I don't only stream for value, but at this point, it's definitely one of my considerations. All right. Negate me, baby. I didn't mean actually negate me. All right, Disdainful Stroke. It's technically request was granted. A little bit slow there. We were one turn behind of being able to protect our Cleansing Nova. Would this be competitive on the ladder? I don't actually know. So the ladder tends to have a lot of aggressive decks, and we actually haven't played any aggressive decks yet in this league. So we've played, this is our second time playing Sultai. We played against Grixis twice before this. Will I host it so we can chat here? Yeah, I'll host it after I'm done streaming for the day. But I do plan to do a few hours of Magic Online those mornings. That's going to overlap when the Invitational is going on. I believe the Invitational starts the same time I normally start in the morning at 8 a.m. Central. Few of my regulars who appreciate Modern have been asking for a little bit more Modern stuff, so it seems like a good excuse to do that. Sure, yeah. Turn 2 Azcanta, turn 3 Sabotage up. It's kind of like all you can ask for, right? Hey, thanks for the biddies, Brian. Looking for spells. Hey, what's going on, Matthew? Glad you're back safe from big scary Cincinnati. Matthew, do we want to go to Cleveland? Talk me into or out of it, please. I need you to talk me into or out of it, Matthew. Do I want to go to Cleveland? I think I'm okay to leave that on top. I think I want to counter another explorer creature. Keeping this on top does put me behind on flipping my search from Azcanta, though. Cleveland's a modern Grand Prix, or modern Open. I really like this Vanafear deck in modern. I'm playing it a ton. Yep. Yep. I think I'm just gonna bin that. I'm looking for a Teferi at this point, right? I'm looking for, like, my sweepers or my bombs. Cleveland is a dump. That's true. That's true. That is... Whoa. Let's go to Louisville. When is Louisville? It depends on the timing, Matthews. Like, the only reason I'm considering going to Cleveland is because this is kind of an off-season for the current streaming format. I, like, don't think I'd want to go during, like, more popular time. Let's get that one. Do I purchase cards from paper decks? No, I beg, borrow, and steal. When I figure out I'm going to a tournament, I post on Twitter or post in the subs Discord, hey, I'm looking for cards, and these are the cards I'm looking for. And then some benevolent internet person often gives it to me for the weekend because they're great. Yeah, Danon sent me decks the last 2 times. He's wonderful. May 25th. Yeah, May's probably a no-go for me, Maddie. That'll be barely a month into the new set. So if the new set doesn't completely suck, it'll be prime time for streaming. Gotta min-max, Matthew. Gotta min-max. Am I blink of an eyeing a Land War Elves? I think I'm blinking a Land War Elves, chat. This puts the 7th card in my graveyard too, so that means this is gonna flip guaranteed, even if I want to keep the card. Right? There's 7 in here. This is perfect. So library, transform. And then I can put this into play tapped and still absorb plus use Azcanta, which is great. Schwartz, thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Maybe I'm just supposed to absorb that just because it saves me from being dead next turn. Alright, please don't have a negate. Okay, I'm at 6 and I've got a couple Azcanta activations here. Alrighty. Oh, buddy! Garbage time. Garbage time. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. We're not fully into garbage time, but gosh, if we're not firmly heading in that direction. That is your move, Yugi boy. This is all we got. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Beep beep be-do-do. Beep beep be-do-do-do-do-do-do. I'm just gonna let this resolve and activate my Azcanta here. Hopefully find a Teferi. Cool. Sabotage, Chemister's Insight. I think I'm gonna go ahead and Insight here to try and hit a land drop. And we found a Teferi.
This isn't a fight you can win.
This isn't a fight you could win. Okay, that's a little scary. That's a little scary.
Let's tear this place No one knows the wilds like I do.
That is one of the better cards. They had one card we didn't know. They had one card we didn't know. That's a pretty good one to have. See if we can punch our way through this card advantage here.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
I'm not done yet. Do I play this Teferi and down? So like here's the, I think I play this Teferi and down tick on Vivian.
I am not going to sit this one out.
Send her back where she came from. It's a shame I don't have one more land because I can't cover up / activate Azcanta this turn. But I think this is fine. Wow, they didn't shock that in. That seems like a big mistake. Feel like, wait, what? What? Why, thank you. I appreciate your present. Yeah, they definitely should have played the first one, though. Who would you replace the second Dire Fleet with and Girl Aggro if you only had one? Another dragon, maybe? Or some other removal spell? Alright, well, we're 4-0. Unfortunately, we have to call this set here because I do want to make sure we get time to get through 2 to 3 more decks today. So we beat Sultai twice, and we beat Grixis mid-range twice. I was not expecting this deck to feel reasonable, and it actually seemed pretty fine. The Cleansing Nova honestly isn't that much different than Kaya's Wrath in a lot of places, and the Destroy Artifacts and Enchantment line is relevant in certain positions. Both Sphinx of Foresight and History of Benalia were relevant at different points in those leagues, which I was happy with. No, that was best of 3. I think my one comment on the 75 at the moment is I'm not sure that I need this in the sideboard. I feel like this deck has enough counterspells and stuff that I just don't need Nezahal against a control deck. And I really feel like not having a 4th seal away in the 75 is a mistake. I think this card's really good, and there's a lot of places where you want it, not only against aggro, but also against Thief of Sanity decks. I really wanted access to 4 of this card. If you're looking for kind of a different control deck that occasionally has these cards that play both offense and defense, give this a try. It's probably, if you own Esper, you're probably not far off from having this, and it was pretty reasonable and kind of fun.